What is the first impression you give callers into your office? Do you have them at hello? The Art of Deference. Our topic today on Quick Start Your Success. We are creating an impression from the very first moment. We must have them at hello. So let's talk about greetings. The in and outbound greetings are so important. That inbound greeting, there are components to it. We want to make sure we have a nice greeting, give our office name, our name, and a nice question. It would look like this. Thank you for calling Company XYZ. This is Amy. How may I help you? Notice a couple things here. In the how may I help you, we use the word may, not can. Can is an ability word. May is a permission word. And permission is all about this art of deference or deferring to somebody else. You know you have enough teachers who call into your office, and if they don't say it, they're thinking it. If you say, how can I help you? They're thinking, I don't know, can you? Why put a hurdle in their way? Use proper grammar. How may I help you? Also, think about the inflection of this greeting. It needs to have a rise and fall instead of only a fall. If you say, how may I help you? It is so sleepy sounding. You need to have a point where you're peeking over the hill. A couple examples. How may I help you? Listen again. How may I help you? Or, if your preference is this, feel free to do so. How may I help you? How may I help you? Either one is appropriate as it has a lilt and a rise and fall in the voice. Now as to outbound greetings. This one, we have to be careful to not use our everyday language on it. When somebody answers the phone and says, hello, don't say, Mrs. Jones, as if to catch them. No. First introduce yourself. So it would look something like this. Good morning. This is Amy from Company XYZ. May I please speak with Mrs. Jones? That way, we are actually not trying to catch them. So start with a full greeting. The other thing that we need to talk about are first and last responses. And this is so common across the board when I work with offices. So often, we start our conversations getting straight to business. Think about it. When you have called, especially a medical office, and you say, yes, I would like to schedule an appointment, what do you tend to hear? It's usually this. What's your name? Date of birth? Now I get it. We do so because until we have a name, we can't get on the computer, and without getting on the computer, we can't help them. But let's do something here. In this day of uncommon courtesy, let's insert it in there and surprise them. It is a pleasantry before business, and it helps to wrap this conversation with a pleasing presentation. So, our first response would be, I would be happy to help you. After you say that, then you can ask, and your name? And at the end, before you wrap up saying bye-bye, have something pleasant such as, have a great day. What this does is it takes this conversation and envelops it in politeness. It's a way of surprising them in this day where courtesy is not so common anymore. It'd be like this. Imagine you got a gift and somebody handed it to you in the Walmart bag they bought it in. Or that same gift was wrapped in a beautiful wrapping such as the one on the screen. It's the same gift, but the presentation of it is different. It is this item that changes the tone for so many calls. I can't wait for you to start implementing it. The other thing that we're going to work on in this session is how to hold. Now, when we're putting people on hold, we need to ask permission and set the expectations. So what I want you to do is say, may I place you on a brief hold while I, now that while I may be while I transfer your call, while I check with the doctor, while I check the schedule. But it helps to set the expectation. Think of it this way. Remember the example of the airline pilot. We get on the plane, they quickly shut the door, they roll us back out to the tarmac, and we sit. Ugh, frustrating. But if the pilot gets on and says, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the delay. Traffic control has told us that we will have wheels up in 10 minutes. If there are any other updates, I will surely let you know. Well, you look at your watch, you say, okay. You're not thrilled about it, but at least you have had your expectations set. Compare that to a time when somebody gives you no updates. You're a lot more frantic and a lot more frustrated. So go ahead and set the expectations. Now, how about those times when you may have an immediate hold? You know when those are. It's when the phones are ringing like crazy and you want to get the other phone not to ring and go to voicemail. Go ahead, pick it up, and here's how you set the expectation. Thank you for calling. There is one caller ahead of you. May I place you on a brief hold? That lets the person have a visual picture of what's going on. They know what it means to stand in line, and they can be more patient. Now, picking up that hold, take a breath and watch your rate. Don't slam right into it. We do something like this. Thank you for holding. Now, I think of it as my 3 P's as to why we do this. The first P, and you know what this is for, it's for politeness. Well, they simply waited for us, so let's thank them. The other thing, my second P, is for practicality. In this day of cell phones, when people get put on hold, it's not like the days of corded phones when you couldn't get too far away. People put it on speakerphone, set it down, and start doing something else. So thanking them for holding gives them enough time to go, they're back. Take it off speakerphone, get ready to hear you. The last and third P is for pause. It allows you to catch your breath. If you're like me and you've been scrambling around trying to find an answer and you're hurrying back to the phone, you may get in such a hurry that you slam right into it. No. Take a breath. Thank you for holding, and you will set the right pace. So these are the items that we will be working on from here until your next coaching. Your greeting, your first and last responses, and how to hold. Until next time, I'm Amy Demas, and I want you to communicate excellence.